Alright, welcome back to the channel. Got a few things I'm going to have a bit of a go at today. Bring you along for the ride to see what happens. So the first thing I've got is a nice antique manual typewriter that was left in a house that I got. And from what I recall it worked okay, but it just didn't have a ribbon. That was the word I was looking for, so it just didn't have a ribbon. Now I can't even get it open. There we go, that's one side. And I must admit, I've probably had it for at least a decade. I've only just sort of decided to have a go at getting a ribbon for it and seeing if I can get it going again. I used to fix these when I was an apprentice back in the late 80s, early 90s. Doesn't help that the zipper is actually falling apart as I'm trying to open it. There we go. Oh, it does have a ribbon in it. There you go. I didn't think it did. Alright. So this is called a console. No idea who that is. Never heard of them. So I'm assuming that that ribbon's probably very dry. Yeah, there's a few things just a bit stuck together there. See a bit of a wire stuck up under there. It's obviously got wet at some point, so the things are not working as well as they should be. Okay. I think its spring's gone because I can move the system along, but it's not actually doing it itself. So can I take this base off? Looks like someone's put something on it to sort of protect it from bouncing around too much, because they've obviously lost the rubber feet or something. So I'll just have to scrape that off. I'll try and do it nicely. There's actually no screw there. No, there's no screw there. Or it's torn to pieces, one of the two. Quite an interesting piece of engineering for its age. It's all mechanical. So I'm just trying to see what's going on here, because the carriage should move on its own like that. It looks like a spring's either come off or broken, so I'm just trying to see if I can see that. Now I've just noticed something interesting. It doesn't actually have a number 1. And from everything I can see here, it never had a number 1, because there's no like slot or anything for it. You can see the 2's coming up there, the Q's the first one in the list, and then the A is the next one there. So it never actually had a number 1, which is very interesting. So I can see a wire that's down here that may be something to do with the reason why it's not moving across, but I can't see where or what it's going to. I'll try and show you. So if I put it into shift mode, that's never good. The bits fall out of it. I have no idea how old this thing is either. I just realised that it's made in Czechoslovakia as I was picking it up to try and show you something. Oh yeah, okay. So hopefully you can see this on the camera. You might not be able to. I don't know if that's going to help or make it worse. So there's this. I'm assuming it's a string or something. Let's see if I can grab a pair of pliers. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that on camera, probably not. There's a piece of string here that seems to be very loose, and I think that should be tight. So I'm assuming that something's come unwound or something like that. Because I can see as I move it back and forth. I'm going to try and unplug you guys in. Alright, so you can see on the camera just. So you can see that this piece of string here. I'm just touching it with the screwdriver there. So I think that should be tight, because that's actually what's pulling the carriage across, and it's not. So the other thing that's happening is a lot of the numbers are getting, a couple of them aren't too bad. So fairly simple mechanically. So there we go. So it just needs a bit long time since I've typed on one of these two. So it just needs a bit of a clean and a service. So we'll do that. And I'll see if I can find out where that string goes. Right, so there's just a couple of screws on the back of this Right, now we can see the string that I was talking about. You can see that string there. Definitely just doesn't seem to be string, wire, whatever it's supposed to be. Doesn't seem to be doing what it's supposed to do over here. I'm assuming it's something to do with this piece there, which is a, I guess it's like a spring-loaded drum of some sort. Pull this ribbon off. Made a bit of a botch to go with that. There we go. So I think this, well, this ribbon's as old as the typewriter itself, from at least from when I've had it. So that's 20 years at least. Actually, probably not quite 20, but close enough to it. It's the old Pelican brand. I must admit, I don't know how to change the ink from. Oh, there we go. That's that one. Right. So I think a lot of it probably just needs a bit of oiling. Most of the rest of it seems to be okay. May need to try and take this base unit off so I can see how everything's actually supposed to work there. It's great that it's actually got screws that I can take out and do stuff with, rather than all the plastic things of these days. It's all glued together. Like even the, must admit, even the cheap old mixer that I've just done was nice, because at least I could get to bits of that too. Yeah, now you can definitely see that wire's come out. There we go, that's the cover off. It's got a bit of water damage on it, unfortunately, which is a bit sad. So that's, well, that wire has sort of come off its, actually off its runner there. I'm assuming it should be going in there, which is actually, I'm assuming that should be able to turn, but it's actually not. Oh yeah, okay. So that wire is actually strung around here. This can help. So the wire that we can see from around the back here, oh, that's one, there it is actually coming up, and it's actually stuck down around on the back side of this. Oops, you can't see that, or can you? So it's actually stuck on the back side of this reel here, so I'm assuming it should be around here, and it's actually stuck down the back of it. So I might just push that back the way it was when I was taking the lid off, which will give me a bit of leeway on the back of this. So then I can grab hold of this wire and hopefully pull it back around. Or not, because it's actually wrapped around the, so that's spun, it's obviously spun off its barrel there because there's a heap of wire spun around the bolt where it actually goes on. So I don't know if I'll be able to just undo it or if I'll have to take that off or not. I assume there's a bit more in there that I can get to because it's gone so far and then it's stopped. So I'll see if this is going to undo for me. This might be one of those regretful moments because everything's going to go twang when I undo it. Actually, I think there was a nut under there. I wonder if I need to grab hold of that nut. This string looks a bit beyond repair. I'll have to find some new stuff. Oh, there we go. We're back on to there. Okay. But I will try and, oh, it looks like it's just fishing wiry type stuff. So I will have to just see if I can get a replacement for it. So we will just take that off. And we're back on the typewriter. So I've managed to get hold of some twine to replace on that wheel. I don't know if it's going to be the right stuff or not. It's probably going to be too thin, but it's just fishing wire. It's the only thing that I could find that was quick and easy enough to find, considering they don't make these anymore. So I figured we'll give that a go and see what happens with it. Just remember how to pull it all apart again after last time. I'm sure there was something that I released last time to get this whole carriage to move across. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way, just to get the carriage across. The bell still works. Nice. So this is the bit that I've got to get new string onto. I'm assuming there's probably a wound up spring in there, which kind of worries me a little bit. So I'm going to give this a clean just to see if I can clean it up, because obviously there's a hole here where the string's going into, and then there's a hole there which I think you feed the string, nylon, whatever, into that hole and then feed it out through there, and then it just clamps into that end hole up there. So I'm assuming that that's what's doing it. I just don't know if there's a spring in there or not. There probably is, but this is just broken, so it won't actually, sorry, it's not broken, it's just brittle and stiff, so it won't actually roll up anymore. So we'll replace that, see if I can replace that and see what happens. So I've just taken the nut off the end of this, and then I thought I'd just grab a screwdriver and see if the screw's going to come out, but I can actually feel the tension in the spring in there, so that's still kind of feels okay. So that's okay, that's good. So that means it might just be this I've got to feed this through here or something. So there is a hole here as well. So I'm wondering if it's just fed in through there, or if I've got to feed it in through this other hole at the top here. Okay, so with a bit of pulling, I've managed to get out. That little black dot you can see there is the knot. So all I'm going to do now is just cut off a new piece of this nylon and see if I can get it to go again. So the nylon I've got is about probably half the size of what this stuff is. So it may be too thin, but I think it's probably better to have it slightly too thin in this case than thicker. Alright, so now I've just got to do a knot to get this to stay in that hole. So I'm just going to wind this in a few times, like to hopefully get a big enough knot of material into that hole so it doesn't come back out again. So if I get that about the same size as the one that's come out, then I should be right. First time I've done any old school typewriter repairs for decades. I never went this far into repairing them either. It was generally just a bit of a clean and a service and send them on their merry way again. And I just got to poke this back into that hole. So it's in the hole. So now I'm just going to try and push it so that it goes into that little locking tab, which it's now done. So I'm just trying to get this up to the camera so you can see it. All right, so you might be able to, you can see the hole where the shiny reflection is off the light there. But I don't know if you can actually see the nylon string that's in there. That's okay. Trust me, it's there. Alright, since it's been a little while since I did the last video for this one, I've now got to remember where it went. Probably on there, where that is. Maybe. Yep, there we go. So that's on its spot. on. Now I've just got to sort this out so that it goes back to where it went. Let's get this to the right length, I think. Alright, so we'll just knot this end as well. It's going to go into its little slot up there. Try and wind this one a little bit tighter than the other one. So I'm just trying to wind this on so that it gets to where it's got to get to, and I'll figure out how I'm supposed to tension it. I may have supposed to have tensioned it before I put it on, a bit like your lawnmower starter. I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to do that. Because I can feel there's a spring in there, but I don't know how to run it. That spring just feels loose. Yeah. Oh wow. Nice. Alright. So I've got the old ribbon here and I've got a new ribbon. I'm not sure that your new ribbon's going to fit on it. It might. It didn't feel like it would because the holes seem to what am I trying to say here? The holes seem too close on the new one compared to the old one. So you can see the new one and the old one there. So this one is the new one and this one's the old one. So the hole, the distance of the hole from its driving point to its driven point is a shorter distance than it is on this one. So I may have to try and transfer the ribbon off the new one onto the old one, or just see if I can get one. But for now, just for testing, I'm going to just rewind this a little bit. Oops, put that the right way might help too. Now I'll just pop this ribbon in here. It's not the easiest said than done. There's probably an easy way to do it, but I don't know what it is. I just got so excited because it's actually working, which I wasn't expecting it to do. There we go. Oops, that's supposed to be over there. There we go. Alright. That's what I was looking for before, was that one. So I can move the carriage back and forth. Probably not the greatest piece of paper in the world to be putting in here, but that's okay. It's the only piece of paper I've got in the workshop, so there we go. So I'm probably missing the arm that comes over, and oh no, that's it there. There we go. Alright. It's be amazing if this works. My typing skills are definitely not good. There's a few little more tweaks that need to be possibly done. There's a few more tweaks that possibly need to be done, but that's actually typing, which quite surprised me. So what I'll do next is I'm going to get some, probably just some light grade cleaner, so like a degreaser type spray, and just spray some of this stuff down and just loosen everything up again, and then give it a re-oil and just try and tweak some of these things that seem to be a little bit bent out of shape from it sitting in its box for whoever knows how long. So I'll make that another video, but it was really nice to see this one going. How many people have actually seen a typewriter these days? So thanks for watching the typewriter video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for me, and we'll see you in the next one for whatever other next fun and games I can come up with to have a look at weird and wonderful things from current and yesteryear to renew and keep going.